Continuing disability reviews can feel intimidating, but they are simply Social Security's routine process to confirm whether someone still meets the medical and financial rules required for SSI and disability benefits. In 2025, the maximum federal SSI benefit is $967 per month for an individual and $1,450 for a couple, making these payments the only source of income for millions of low-income disabled adults. Because of how essential these benefits are, understanding how the review process works helps people avoid unnecessary fear, protect their payments, and respond correctly when Social Security sends a notice. Many people do not realize that SSA performs reviews on a scheduled cycle, and most beneficiaries who stay consistent with treatment and respond to mail on time continue receiving benefits without interruption. This video aims to break down everything step by step so viewers can understand the rules and feel more confident. Before getting into the details, this is a good moment to invite viewers to ask questions specific to their situation. SSI and disability rules can be confusing, and every person's medical condition, treatment history, and financial situation is different. Asking questions in the comments helps others who may be facing similar issues with their own CDR or SSI redetermination. Viewers should also like the video and subscribe to Social Security Post to stay informed about SSI changes, SNAP updates, disability reviews, benefit amounts, and new Social Security rules that roll out each year. The goal is to make sure every beneficiary understands their rights, responsibilities, and how to protect their benefits. A continuing disability review is Social Security's method of checking whether someone still meets the definition of disability under federal law. For SSI recipients, the review also includes verifying financial eligibility, because SSI is based on both disability and strict income and resource rules. SSA performs two broad types of reviews: medical reviews and non-medical reviews. Medical reviews focus only on whether your health condition continues to prevent you from performing substantial work activity. Non-medical reviews look at your income, bank accounts, living situation, and financial support to confirm that your resources are still within SSI's limits. This means that even if your disability has not improved, higher income or excess resources can still affect eligibility for SSI. The reason SSA performs CDRs is that disability benefits are meant for individuals whose medical conditions prevent them from maintaining substantial employment. Federal law requires SSA to periodically verify that disability continues and that the individual is still financially eligible, especially under SSI rules. SSI beneficiaries must stay under resource limits of $2,000 for individuals and $3,000 for couples. SSA must ensure that payments are accurate, prevent long-term errors, and identify situations where someone's medical improvement or updated financial circumstances mean the person may no longer qualify. Most people pass their review because disability rarely improves quickly, but SSA is obligated to check for fairness and program integrity. When SSA approves a disability case, it assigns a medical diary category based on the likelihood of improvement. People placed in the medical improvement expected group typically receive a review within 6 to 18 months because SA believes their condition may improve relatively quickly. Medical improvement possible cases are usually reviewed every 3 years, which includes many chronic conditions that might or might not improve. Medical improvement. Not expected cases, which include severe or long-term health issues, are generally reviewed every 5 to 7 years. These timelines allow SSA to focus resources appropriately while reducing unnecessary reviews for people whose conditions are unlikely to improve. There are also special triggers that cause reviews outside the regular schedule. Children on SSI are reviewed more often, and all children receive a mandatory review at age 18 to determine whether they meet the stricter adult disability rules. Work activity is another major trigger. If SSA sees earnings that approach or exceed the 2025 substantial gainful activity limits, $1,620 per month for non-blind individuals or $2,700 per month for blind individuals, they may conduct a work-related review. Even small amounts of work can raise questions if the job duties appear inconsistent with your reported limitations. Understanding these triggers helps beneficiaries avoid surprises and plan ahead. SSA uses a specific legal standard known as the Medical Improvement Review Standard. Under this rule, SSA must compare your current medical evidence to the medical evidence from the time you were originally approved. They cannot cut benefits simply because of minor improvement. The improvement must be meaningful and tied to your ability to work. SSA looks at objective medical evidence such as test results, imaging scans, physical exams, medication history, and treatment notes to determine whether your limitations have changed. If your medical provider documents that you continue to have trouble walking, lifting, concentrating, standing, or completing daily activities, this information strengthens your case during a review. If SSA cannot gather enough medical evidence from your doctors, they may schedule a consultative examination with a doctor contracted by SSA. During the CDR, SSA also evaluates your daily activities to understand how your condition affects your ability to function. They check whether your symptoms, pain levels, mental health limitations, or side effects from medications have changed since the original approval. For SSI cases, SSA may evaluate non-medical aspects such as changes in income, bank accounts, or living arrangements at the same time. Keeping consistent medical treatment, attending appointments, and maintaining documentation are key to demonstrating that your disability has not improved. SSA looks for several medical red flags that may suggest improvement. Long gaps in treatment without a clear explanation can make SSA think your condition is not severe. Not following prescribed treatment, such as failing to take medications, refusing physical therapy, or skipping mental health appointments, can also raise concerns unless the individual has valid reasons like cost, side effects, or lack of transportation. On the short-form disability update report stating that you feel better or that your doctor says you can work is a significant red flag and often leads to a full medical review. SSA pays careful attention to consistency. Your medical records, statements, and reported symptoms must align. Work activity is another major category of red flags. Earnings near or above SGA levels automatically draw attention, especially if the work appears physically demanding or mentally complex. Unreported work, cash-paid jobs, or earnings that conflict with the limitations listed in your medical file trigger deeper investigation. For SSI recipients, financial red flags include resources above SSI's limit, unexplained bank deposits, help with rent that reduces living expenses, or changes in household size that were not reported. Although SSI no longer counts free food from others as income, it still counts help with housing, which can affect eligibility. Understanding these red flags helps beneficiaries avoid mistakes that could jeopardize their benefits. Preparing for a CDR begins long before you receive the letter. The most important step is staying in consistent medical treatment so your condition is well documented. Missing appointments or having no recent records makes it harder for SSA to verify that your disability continues. Keep a list of all your doctors, medications, and therapies, and maintain copies of important test results. When completing SSA forms, be honest and detailed about your symptoms, limitations, and daily challenges. If your doctor agrees that you cannot work, ask them to document your functional limitations clearly in your records. If SSA decides your disability has ended, you have the right to appeal. To keep receiving benefits during the appeal, you must generally request continuation within 10 days of receiving the notice. Appeals typically go through multiple levels: reconsideration, hearing with an administrative law judge, appeals counsel, and finally federal court if necessary, Many people choose to seek help from legal aid or disability attorneys during this process. Most beneficiaries who remain in treatment, provide complete information, and respond promptly to SSA's requests continue receiving their benefits. Ending the video with reassurance helps viewers understand that a CDR is not an automatic cut, but a routine check that can be successfully navigated. Thanks for watching Social Security Post, and I'll see you in the next video.